Welcome back to this tutorial on being a language assistant. In part 1 we covered meeting the teachers and the students, and in this part we'll be covering planning. Although it's a simple idea, a plan is important to have a productive class. Throughout the tutorial we'll be covering what to consider, creating the plan, and improvising. So, these are the 4 factors to take into account when planning your classes. What your teacher expects, the level and the interests of the students, what you know, and a goal. So what your teacher expects. Know if your teacher wants you to focus on the oral or general English. Will your teacher be giving you worksheets at the beginning of the week, or do you have free rein over all your classes? In part 1 I mentioned meeting the teachers before the job starts. This would have been the perfect opportunity to do this. If you are doing the topics that the teacher's talking about, the students would be more proficient, and you can build off what the students already know. And generally, the topics that this teacher is doing is going to be contributing to the end of year assessments. Number 2, the level and the interest of the students. You should be planning according to age, level, and interest of the students. However, know that if the students are being challenged, they're naturally going to be more interested. If you're speaking about something a little more general, such as current affairs, then you can challenge the students more because they understand and they know the topic. If you're speaking about something completely new, be mindful of the vocabulary you're using. Also, don't be afraid to use popular series or popular music to reiterate your points. As long as they're English, and as long as the students are engaged, this is okay. Number 3, what you know. Use what you know to your advantage. Obviously, if you're using what you know, you're going to make more interesting plans, be able to take the discussions deeper, and answer deeper questions. However, don't miss the opportunity in learning something that interests you. And lastly, a goal. A goal gives your classes direction. And with no direction, you may find yourself listing off interesting facts, but having nothing to tie them in. An example of a goal could be something as easy as defining millennials and applying the characteristics to people in the media. Next, I'd like to talk about a plan. Like I said earlier, it is simple, but it is the foundation for your classes. You'll find that you sometimes go off topic, and with a plan, you always have a point to come back to. An example of a plan could be, begin with a topic, incorporate the goal into it, have a question section, follow that with a multimedia item, and conclude it with an activity. If this is the first time you are creating plans, it may be helpful to organize your ideas in the C format. This is statement, an explanation, followed by examples. In the statement part of the C format, focus on your topic question or the topic itself. And in the explanation section, this is where you're going to be generating the most discussion. A problem you may find is students are answering the questions with what they think you want to hear. If you want the students to be thinking more critically, find deeper resources, offer them controversial opinions, generate more opportunities for discussion. And if the class goes off plan, it's okay, they're speaking English and they're engaged. You can make long, elaborate plans with many C formats, but a general rule is less is more. It is better to focus on fewer things and go deeper rather than brush over many. If you have several C formats planned throughout your plan, but the first one's going good, this is a good opportunity to put structure aside and begin to improvise. Improvisation adds life to your classes. Students will have many ideas, and improvising is how you naturally build off them. Improvising will happen often, and sometimes the majority of the class may go unplanned. However, this is the beauty of having a plan, because you always have a point to come back to. Now, improvising is an extremely useful skill to have. However, Don't come to class unprepared, thinking that you can improvise the whole lesson. The worst thing you can find is you're 30 minutes into a lesson and you have nothing left to say. Now, when it comes to plans, there's going to be times when some plans work for certain classrooms and some plans don't. You'll have plans that you think are going to work great, but they turn out to be a complete flop. This is just the way it is. Don't let this bring you down. Know that each plan you do, you're only going to get better and better. Stay positive and treat every class as an opportunity to improve yourself and improve your teaching skills. Like I said at the beginning of the lesson, may this just be a starting point for you. Each teacher and each language assistant is unique and can bring their own flavor. The next video will cover the actual teaching part of the job.